Hello YouTube! So today we're going to take a look at one of the dumbest things that Matt Farrell has ever said, and that's got quite a lot of competition for it. Now in this case, he's talking about this revolutionary breakthrough, which isn't actually a revolutionary breakthrough of using solid hydrogen, which is basically a 30-year-old idea of metal hydride, and in this case, magnesium hydride, which he's going to tell us is light active for a rather interesting reason. So let's take a look.
Ma, you have magnesium in it, and this alkaline earth metal is also the core component of chlorophyll. It's the substance that's used by plants to perform photosynthesis. That's the reason why the company's material interacts with light, and this property is the key difference when you compare light-activated hydrides to standard metal hydrides.
Which is just garbled on so many levels. It's like saying, well, cars contain a lot of iron, and iron makes your blood red, therefore red cars are red because they contain a lot of iron. No, that's just wrong on every conceivable level. Right, so let's cut through this again.
You have magnesium in it, and this alkaline earth metal is
So he's talking about a magnesium hydride as the critical component here.
You have magnesium in it, and this alkaline earth metal is also the core component of chlorophyll. It's the substance that's used by plants to perform photosynthesis. That's the reason why the company's material interacts with light.
And oh boy. No, right. So let's take a look at how magnesium actually works in chlorophyll. So the critical component of all of these things is an aromatic species here called the porphyrin, of which magnesium is just a bit player. Now, porphyrins crop up all over the place in biochemistry because they have these sort of intermediate energy levels, which makes them good for sort of tunable binding sites and for energetic things, which is basically enzymes making and breaking bonds in biochemistry. So they crop up, of course, in chlorophyll, in light harvesting compounds. There's a variant which has copper in it, which is used as a food coloring of chlorophyllin. And maybe more closer to people's hearts is the heme is also used, or the porphyrin is also used in hemoglobin, where hemoglobin is a huge biological structure of which the porphyrin is a bit player, and of that, iron is a bit player of that. And this is part of the huge effort that your body goes through to try and get oxygen to dissolve at a significant rate in your body. So, like I was saying, they crop up all over the place in biochemistry, typically in proteins. Now, they're not actually proteins themselves; they're not amino acids, blah blah blah, but they crop up with in proteins, and so you get them in cytochromes and all that sort of thing. But you might think that this is a fairly big biological structure to contain a single magnesium. You wait till you see the full size of these light harvesting compounds, which is basically what Matt has here. And yeah, so these are huge biological structures which, contain proteins, which contain the odd heme, which contain the odd atom of magnesium. And the critical bit is these porphyrins contain what is called an 18-annuline. It's an aromatic species, and when you get a certain number of delocalized electrons in a ring like this, they're more stable than you would otherwise expect. And the 18-annuline is the one that crops up all over the place in porphyrins. Meanwhile, magnesium hydride is basically brick dust. And it's a salt. It's like sodium chloride apart from magnesium hydride. And when you take a look at what it looks like in reality, it looks like brick dust. It has no photoactivity whatsoever. It certainly doesn't absorb light for the same reason that chlorophyll does. And that's because, you got this big aromatic species, which are usually very highly colored, and the magnesium in this case is a bit of a tuner. as it's a bit of a tuner for where it's in the heme or chlorophyllin or whatever. Now, in many ways, like I was saying, these are bit players in the total structure. So if you go to just to a search for light harvesting complexes, you'll get things like this, where the actual porphyrins, you can just about see them there. So they form these giant ring structures, and yeah, with gazillions of porphyrins in them. And if you go to the Protein Data Bank, which is free, Royal Society of Chemistry thing, or is it biology? Well, whatever. It's a Royal Society thing. And you just do a search for sort of light harvesting complexes. You'll get things like this where you can actually see the porphyrins there. And can I translate this? Yeah, there we go. So there's the porphyrin unit with the magnesium in the middle. And you'll notice that there's loads of these all the way around in the structure. There we go, that one, and where's the next one? I've lost it. Anyway, so all the helix things here, these are alpha helices. They're part of the protein structure, and they form these nice little rosettes. And those rosettes actually you get these huge structures of these little rosette things, and they're more efficient in clusters like this than as individuals. And so you use the aromaticity and the proximity of all these aromatic structures, which do happen to have a magnesium in this case, is what gives you your light harvesting potential in chlorophyll. Whereas none of that is present in magnesium hydride, which is basically brick dust. So, given that, let's take a look at Matt's understanding of this once more.
SMA, you have magnesium in it, and this alkaline earth metal is also the core component of chlorophyll. It's the substance that's used by plants to perform photosynthesis. That's the reason why the company's material interacts with light, and this property is the key difference when you compare light-activated hydrides to standard metal hydrides.
So not only is he cataclysmically wrong on why magnesium is there in these light harvesting complexes, that's mostly about the aromaticity and all that sort of thing, he's also cataclysmically wrong about, magnesium is what makes the magnesium hydride photoactive. It turns out that their patent it's nothing to do with light harvesting, nothing at all. The only thing that the light does for the hydride storage in the case that Matt's talking about is it's a heater. It's literally, it makes things, the light makes stuff hot, and that's what causes the decomposition, which is absolutely nothing like the photochemical stuff that you get in photosynthesis. It's just complete garbled word salad on the part of Matt here. Now, it turns out that if you're really keen, there are, I've killed it now, you can actually download the structure. Let's see if I can do this for you in real time. So you can download the structure from the Protein Data Bank. Is download it here as a PDB, Protein Data Bank. And sadly, when you load it into a visualization thing, they only load, sort of fragment of the unit cell. So it'll be like a quarter or something. But here you go. This is a free visualization piece of software called VMD, Visual Molecular Dynamics. And let's see if I can load in I downloaded it. Downloads. There we go. Super. That should do it for us. So we now have the actual a fragment of the protein, and let's see if we can actually rotate that round so we can see what the hell's going on. I know it looks like garbage at the moment, but there's our porphyrins. Alright, so you see our porphyrins, and if I'm good, let's go for graphics representations, and let's see if we can actually create a new representation of let's make it bonds, licorice, there we go, that'll be, and let's go for res name. I've got no idea. They quite often have deeply non-logical names for these things. So, res name, and you want something, BCL sounds good. There we go, super. So, there you have how these aromatic species are arranged in one of these little rosette type things. And it's the magnesium ion. It's actually aqueous magnesium ion that's complexed in the middle there. And to show you what the rest of the protein structure looks like, it's got a lot of water in this. Let's see if we can. Let's create a new representation. Let's go for new cartoons, make them a bit thicker. Let's go for all. And so these are the alpha. These are the protein structures. The little coily things are alpha helices. And color ID, and let's have them in red. There we go. Super. So there you start to see just how much protein structure there is, where the aromatic stuff, the porphyrins, are held between two alpha helices, and then you actually get great big strings of these things together. And like that, they're much better at light harvesting. But like I was saying, the key part is the aromaticity here. The metal ion is more a tuner in this sort of sense, which has absolutely nothing to do with brick dust in the form of magnesium hydride. Anyway, that's today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, drop a thumbs up on it, and I will see you next time.